Today we're going to talk about how to write an equation in vertex form. So let's write a title for our notes. It's going to be called vertex form / completing the square. So if you remember, we've talked about quadratics before. The most common way that we write them is with what we call standard form. It is ax squared plus ax squared plus bx plus c. Another way that we can write quadratic equations is with factored form. And that's when we have y equals and then some parentheses. It may have a number in front, but it's x plus something, x minus something inside our parentheses. The new form that we're working with today is vertex form. So let's write our new form that we're focusing on. Vertex form is written as y equals a times x minus h squared k. And the coordinates hk are actually the numbers that make up our vertex, or the turnaround point, the midpoint of our quadratic, our parabola, the graph of the quadratic. So here's how we complete a square. We're going to start step by step with one problem and then try a couple of other problems. We're going to start by splitting b in half. So b would be that second term after the x squared term. So let's write down our step. First step is we start by splitting b in half. And we're going to start with the equation y equals x squared plus 6x plus 11. Now, when I say split b in half, I'm going to use the box in a different way than I've used it before, but I am going to draw this box with 4 squares inside, and I'm going to start outside the box. So the b value is 6, and half of 6 is 3. So it's going to be a positive 3. I'm going to write plus 3, and I'm going to write plus 3 over here. And starting everything off, I want to write x on the top left corner. So x plus 3 on the top and x plus 3 on the side. Now our next step is that when we have a c value, we're going to subtract it to find the new k. And I know k is a little bit confusing, but remember k is going to be our new last value when we rewrite this equation in vertex form. So let's write that next step. Now you can see I said we're going to multiply and fill in the box first. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's draw the same box that we had above. And I'm going to write x plus 3 on the top and x plus 3 on the side. And then I'm going to multiply to fill in the box. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x is 3x again. And 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so I did this part. Now I'm going to subtract that original c value to find the new k. So our original problem was y equals x squared plus 6x plus 11. What I'm going to do is take that 11 and subtract 9. So the 11 comes from the original problem, and 9 comes from when I multiplied. 11 minus 9 is 2. So I have what I need to write this thing in vertex form. Let's write it out. So third step, let's write vertex form and list the vertex. Okay, so for vertex form, we're going to use these x plus 3 expressions. I'm going to write y equals x plus 3, write that in parentheses, and it's going to be to the second power. And then I'm going to use that new number that I just found over there, the 2. It's a positive 2, so I will write plus 2. And that is vertex form. Not terrible. Now, to find the vertex, what I want to do is change the sign of this and make it a -3. And I'm going to keep the sign of that second number and keep it a +2. The vertex is the point -3, 2. Now, what I mean by the vertex is it's kind of the middle point. There's not a real middle, but there is a turnaround point when we graph this. So let's graph y equals x plus 3 squared plus 2. So you see I have it graphed here, and it's a parabola, that U shape there. And the vertex is this point right here, the point -3, 2. So that's what we mean by the vertex. Let's try another example and follow these steps, okay? So for our next example, we're going to use x squared plus 10x plus 27 equals 0. Now, remember what our first step was. We're going to draw the box and split that b value in half. So let's draw our box with the 4 squares in the middle. I'm going to write x on the top left and then take half of this number. So half of 10 is 5. It's going to be a +5. So I've set up the outside of the box. Now let's write what goes inside the box. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 5 times x is 5x again. And 5 times 5 is 25. So we filled in the inside of the box. Our next step, what we want to do is take this original c value, so 27, and we're going to subtract what we got in that last little box there, 27 minus 25. And that gives us 2. So to write vertex form of this equation, I'm going to take that x plus 5 and write y equals x plus 5 squared. And then I'm going to use this 2. It's a +2, so I write plus 2. And that's my vertex form. And to write the actual vertex, or the turnaround point on that graph, it would be a -5. Remember to change that sign. And a +2.